Hi guys, today I'm going to look at this idiomatic expression, when it comes to. Personally, I use this expression a lot, and it's just another way of saying in relation to, or so basically when you're going to look at something particular in your conversation, whether it's a response on a question or you're just about to tell something to your friend or whoever it is who might be having the conversation with you, you can just start a sentence off with the phrase when it comes to. And here's a very simple example. As we all know, then the presidential election is coming up next week, if I'm not mistaken, right? So if you have a conversation with someone discussing the election, you can say, when it comes to the upcoming presidential election, I think that President Obama stands a much better chance of winning it. So, you could have said it using much simpler words, like concerning. Well, one could argue whether that word is simpler or not. It's just a shorter way of saying the same thing, you know. Concerning the upcoming presidential election, or in relation to, or speaking of. There are dozens upon dozens equivalent expressions you can actually use, but I personally prefer this one, when it comes to, you know. Actually, the very short version of that is as for. So please bear in mind you can use that one too, as for the upcoming presidential election, and so on and so forth. That's the very short version, but you may want to use the phrase that I'm giving you today, when it comes to. And you can actually use this one either you're starting a sentence, you're starting a conversation about something completely new that hasn't been mentioned in the previous conversation previously, you know, or you can actually keep talking about the same topic that you are actually discussing already, you know. Say, for instance, you have been discussing laws prohibiting drug usage, for instance, and alcohol consumption, and you've been discussing it for a good while, and then you have another point that you'd like to make in connection with the legislation you've been discussing. So you can start a new sentence with saying, but actually when it comes to alcohol and drug usage, I actually think that no matter how badly the state tries to intervene and curb the abuse of these substances, the human nature is going to take over eventually, and you can't actually do much about it. So the best way to go about limiting this type of behavior is by educating people, you know. So when it comes to can be used whenever you want to talk about a particular thing, you know, whatever it might be. So that's a phrase for you today, when it comes to. And basically when it comes to speaking English with other people, always make sure to use these phrases I'm giving to you. First of all, how you can make them part of your active vocabulary. You can do a lot of self-practice. Engage in short dialogues with yourself, or probably that'd be called monologues, right? Not dialogues, because by definition dialogue would involve two people, but when you're on your own you can only have a monologue, right? But you can basically make up sentences, stick these phrases in, pretend that you're having a real conversation with someone, and then when it comes to speaking real English with real people in real life, you can use such and similar phrases to be more fluent, to help to express yourself, you know, to help to get the message across more successfully. And thanks for watching this video, and see you soon again in another English idiomatic expression video. Bye.